I caught my stepmom trying to steal my family's money.
I caught my stepmom trying to steal my family's money, and I don't think she ever planned to get caught. I've been debating posting this for months, but every time I think about it, it still makes my stomach turn. My mom died when I was in college. My dad remarried about 2 years later. At first, my stepmom seemed supportive, almost too supportive. She'd constantly talk about how she wanted to take care of everything, so my dad could finally relax. At the time, I thought she was just trying to be helpful. Looking back, that was mistake number one. My dad owned a small construction business he'd built from nothing. It wasn't flashy, but it paid well, and he'd always been careful with money. He taught me and my sister to never rush financial decisions, never give anyone full control. Somehow, my stepmom convinced him to do exactly that. She said the business paperwork was stressing him out, said she had experience with finances. Slowly, she took over the bookkeeping, the bank accounts, the mail. Anytime my sister or I asked questions, she'd jump in and answer for him. Then the excuses started. She's better with numbers. He asked me to handle it. You don't need to worry about adult stuff. That's when I knew something wasn't right. One afternoon, my dad asked me if I remembered a savings account he'd set aside for my sister and me. I said yes. He looked confused and said, "Because it says here it's almost empty." It wasn't. At least it wasn't supposed to be. We checked the statements together. Over the last year, money had been quietly transferred out in small amounts, never enough to raise alarms. Each transfer was labeled as house expenses or repairs, except none of those repairs ever happened. When we confronted her, she didn't deny it. She said she deserved it, said she'd earned that money for standing by my dad, for putting up with his kids, for sacrificing her own future. She told him he wouldn't survive without her. That was the moment my dad finally saw her clearly. Within weeks, the accounts were frozen, the lawyer was involved, and she moved out. She tried to spin the story to extended family, claiming we were greedy and heartless. But the paperwork didn't lie. What still haunts me isn't the money. It's how patient she was, how calculated, how she waited until she thought my dad was tired, vulnerable, and dependent. She never planned to get caught. She just didn't expect her mask to slip. If you're reading this and someone is rushing to control a loved one's finances while isolating them from family, pay attention. Sometimes the biggest theft doesn't happen all at once. It happens quietly, while everyone is being polite.